This is an original tag created by Adrian and Dalton over at Strip Cover Lit. It is the Your Readership Tag. Number one is who influenced your reading as a beginner? So I would have to say my dad was the first person to inspire me to read. He read to me a lot as a kid, and I saw him reading all the time. And as children, you want to mimic your parents. You want to mimic those people that you look up to. So when I saw him reading, that's what I wanted to do, and that's all that I ever hoped for my own children as well. There is another person that really inspired me to read, and that was my best friend in the second grade. Her name is Tracy, and we held competitions every day to see if we could finish a book after school and come back and take an AR accelerated reader test every morning. And we had a really friendly, not so friendly competition going with the accelerated reader books. So that really pushed me to read more and more and more. And not only did we read the same book sometimes, but it really made things interesting because we could actually talk together. So that was my first buddy reader. And yeah, I'm so grateful for her as well. Number two is the first book you remember. So aside from the Bible, I first remember this book called Where's Wally? And it's an interactive book that is full of pictures that are very colorful. There's a lot of things that are going on within these photos. And you have to find Wally, and it's this character that is dressed up in white and red, a striped shirt, and a hat, and glasses. It was so fun because it drew a sense of community. A lot of kids wanted to get involved with me in finding Wally. I took this book with me to church. I took it to school on the bus. My cousins and my brothers and um, even adults would want to participate with me. So I really enjoyed that book. Number three is the first book that impacted you. This is going to be Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. I love that book. I adored it so much. I read it in the fifth grade, and this was really the first book that I cried in. The first book that really made me feel so empathetic towards the characters. I was so invested in those dogs and their owner and everything that happened in the story that I just adored this book and I cherished it for so many years. And I actually reread it several times. Four, what author was your first love? Hands down, without a doubt, it's going to be R.L. Stine. I was a huge Goosebumps gal. I read every single Goosebumps book that was on the cart in my fourth grade, and I continued to read more as I found them in our public library, in our school library. I asked for them for gifts for Christmas and birthdays. I just loved those books so much. And yeah, I would probably have to say R.L. Stine on this one. Number five, one book that's been on your TBR for way too long. This is going to be The Count of Monte Cristo by Dumas. I have been wanting to read this book ever since I watched one of the movie adaptations a very long time ago. I believe I was a young teenager when I watched that movie. And I don't know, it's kind of intimidating to me. I am a mood reader. I always just end up choosing something different. So I really need to make a more valiant effort to read this. Number six is your go-to suggestion for a new reader. So I don't have a particular book, one particular book that I recommend to everyone. I think we all have varied interests, but I do have a specific topic or genre. And that would be controversial books. I love banned books. I love controversial books or controversial authors. I feel as though everyone needs to be part of the discussion when it comes to those types of books. And I don't think that you should ever say, I'm not going to read that book because of this person and who they are, or I'm not going to read that book because I don't believe in its contents. I think that everyone should read everything. If you don't believe in the Bible, if you're an atheist, read the Bible. If you don't believe in Harry Potter because of all of the magical and mystical elements that are totally fabricated and made up, read it. I think that everyone should read everything and have an opinion, have a voice, and be able to speak your truth and what you believe. For example, the Da Vinci Code is very controversial. Obviously, it's completely fabricated and made up. It's a total conspiracy theory, which I'm complete trash for. I love thinking about conspiracy theories, even though it could may or may not be true. I just find that idea so interesting. But anyways, that book was banned by the Vatican and several other countries for being blasphemous. Another one would be The Catcher in the Rye. I love that book. It was banned during its time because of the use of profanity and sexuality, coming of age child. Um, it was also controversial because it was found in the possession of the assassin of John Lennon. So they say that this book influenced that guy that shot John Lennon. I love to recommend these types of books because I want to have a discussion with them. I want to see what they think and what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, and that way they can be a more well-rounded reader. Number 7, the final question is, what are you currently reading? I'm reading Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, the second book in the Emma manga series, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I am rereading this to my children at nighttime out loud every night. We are making our way through the books before we go to Universal to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in June. Generation Kill, I will forever be currently reading this book. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kimmerer. I am adoring this book. I have stayed up so late the past 2 nights reading this, and I'm looking forward to finishing this very shortly. I am buddy reading this with a girl at work. And last but certainly not least, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I am adoring this. I read 3 chapters a week and I upload a literary discussion video every Thursday night. So if you're interested, check those videos out. All right, that is it for the tag video. Thank you to Stripped Cover Lit for creating this tag. I had a lot of fun doing it.